Hello, good day and welcome. I'm Timotab and today I'm going to solve Jailbreak by Qualter and Orion. These are students of full deck and missing a few cards. I asked the students if they could suggest some puzzles that they had created that they particularly liked, and this one was suggested by Orion. If you want to check out other puzzles by Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards and their students, then there is a website which I will leave in the description. And if you would like to try this puzzle in particular, there will be a link to it in the description as the first link. Let's have a look at the rules. Standard Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to place the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box without repetition. Cages. Digits in cages cannot repeat and must sum to the value shown in the upper left corner of the cage. So these 3 digits must sum to 15, and whilst by regular Sudoku rules we could place 2 sevens there and a 1 there, that isn't valid for these cages because we explicitly are not allowed to repeat digits in the cage. Okay, I am now going to restart the puzzle to reset the timer, and let's begin. All right. Where do we start? Top left is often a good place. We have a nice easy 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the only way to fill in a 10 cage with 4 digits. And now that 1, 2, 3, 4 have gone, the only way remaining to fill in a 12 cage is 5 and 7. All right. I see we have a 3-digit 6 cage. That also only gets filled in one way. And we have a 2-digit 3 cage, which is a 1 and a 2. Okay, that gives us a 3 here. And that 1, 2, 3 gives us a 4 over here. Okay. This 13 cage, we can no longer have a 1 and a 2 in it. The next 3 digits are 3, 4, and 5, and that makes 12. So I have to increase that total by exactly 1, and the only way to do that is to make that 3, 4, and 6. Let's have a look up here. Okay. The digits in every row, column, and box by rule in Sudoku are the digits 1 to 9. The sum of those digits is 45. So the sum of all the digits in every row, column, and box is 45. So we can add up these 3 cages, which is 25 plus 15, that makes 40. So this digit, which is all on its own in the cage, in the box, must be a 5. Now, 7 can't go here, so one of those 2 is a 7. But if this is a 7, this would have to be 5, which it can't be, so that's a 7. That makes this 6. Now this 6 can't go here, it must be in one of those 2. And that means that is an 8 or a 9. So that is a 3 or a 4. Oh, and it can't be 3 by this 10 cage, so that's a 4 and an 8. This is a nice puzzle. That can't be 1, 2, or 3, so that's a 9. That gives us a 1, 2, 3 here. And now I can see that we have something called roping. Now, because we have a 1, 2, and a 3 here, and we have a 1, 2, and a 3 here. The only place in box 3 for 1, 2, and 3 would be these 3. So let's colour those a colour. Now, let's have a look at these 3 digits. We don't know what they are yet. We'll colour those green, but we know that they're not yellow, and we know they can't go in the same row, so they must go there. And now these 2 rows are taken up, so they must go there. And then that means that these 3 sets must also be the same set of 3. So what that means is we can fill this out with a 6, 9 pair, and we can put 4, 6, and 9 here. That digit must be an 8, and we can put 7, 5, and 8 here. Okay, I'm actually going to remove the colour now because I think that has done its job. Let's have a look at that 13 cage in box 3. So I'm going to use a little parity trick to help eliminate some things really easily without having to actually do all the different calculations. 2 digits adding to an odd total must include 1 even and 1 odd. Well, the only even in this cell is an 8. So if this were an 8, it would need to have an odd from here, but the only odd is a 9. And that would make 17, which is not 13. So that is not an 8. Now this is only odd digits here, so I can only use even digits here, so I can remove the 9. And now the 2 highest digits out of those are 7 and 6, which sum to 13, so that must be how it goes. That way I didn't have to calculate all the different possible combinations of the 2 digits. All right, that is not a 3 and that is not a 6. Where else can we look that is useful? Okay, this 35 cage in 5 cells, the largest digits that we could put in there are 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And that 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 adds up to 35, so that's what goes in there. We can remove 8 from those, and we can remove 6 from those by sudoku. Okay, this 27 cage. That's interesting. This is, yes, so I can't put a 1 or a 2 into a 4-digit 27 cage. If I maxed out the other 3 digits and put 7, 8, and 9 in them, then that would be 24, and I'd need at least 3, therefore, in order to get as high as 27. So that can't be a 1 or a 2. So where do the 1 and the 2 go in this column? It must be here and here, so this can no longer be a 3. And now we do have a 3 in here, and now the only way to get to 27 is to max out that cage with 7, 8, and 9. So 3, 7, 8, 9. That's not an 8, and that's not 3. Okay. This 5 cage is either 1, 4 or 2, 3. And this These two cells are also going to be 5, and they'll be the 2 digits that this 5 cage does not have. So that's something to think about, but I think I'm going to leave that there for the moment. Okay, I can't put a 6 into an 8 cage, because 6 plus 1 plus 2 would be 9. So my 6 in that box goes there. That makes that a 9, and that a 6. I can remove a 9 from there. In fact, I know that one of those two is an 8. So that's not an 8, and that must be where the 8 goes. This 14 cage. 2 ways to fill a 14 cage is 8, 6 and 5, 9. And this can't be 5 or 9, so this must be an 8, 6 cage. And the 8 goes there, and the 6 goes here. Okay. This 17 cage. Only one way to fill a 2-digit 17 cage is with 8 and 9, and we know the order they go in. Okay, that 6 means that that is not a 6, and that is. This is actually a little trickier than I was expecting. I'd seen the several fill-in cages when I looked at it right at the start, and it's actually turning out to be more intricate than I thought it might. I'm really liking this puzzle. It's certainly given me something to think about. Which cage do I want to tackle next? I don't think I get a lot of useful information there. Right, this 9 cage. I can make a 9 cage with 1, 2, 6, which I can't because of this 6, 1, 3, 5, or 2, 3, 4. So either way, there is a 3 in there, and that's not a 3. Okay. This 8 cage is either 1, 2, 5 or 1, 3, 4. Okay, 5 in this box must go into one of these 4 cells, and 5 in this in box 1 is in one of these 2. That uses up the 2 5s in these 2 columns, so that can't be a 5. Okay. there's a 6 in one of these two by sudoku, and then 6 in this row must go into one of these 3, but not that one. So there's a 6 in one of those two. Okay, what next? Right, 4 can't go there or there, so 4 goes into one of these two. And if 4 is there, then 4 is not there, which might seem fatuous, but it means that this must be a 2, 3. This is where the 1 and 4 goes for this 5. That is now 2, that is 1. Okay. So I need a 1 in an 8 cage. So one of those two is a 1, which makes that a 2, that a 1. That's a 2, 3 pair. And there, that looks like it would be a deadly pattern, something that couldn't be resolved, but this 8 cage will resolve that. So it's either a 1 here, a 2 there, and a 5. 1, 2, 5, yes. Or it's 1, 3, 4. So this is a 1, 4, 5, and one of them's a 1. Okay. Where else do I look? This 15 cage. So something that I have learned over the years, there's a tip, I think it was Bremster that showed me this, is that a 15 cage in 3 cells can be 4, 5, and 6. But if it can't be 4, 5, and 6, then there must be one low digit from 1, 2, and 3, one middly digit from 4, 5, and 6, and one high digit from 7, 8, and 9. Now, these two digits both see 4 and 6. So if it were 4, 5, and 6, then 4 and 6 would both have to go into this cell, which they can't do. Or another way to look at it is 6 is seen in all 3. 6 is seen by all 3 of these cells. So all 3 cells see a 4, so the middly digit in here must be a 5. Okay? And then I've got 2 digits that are going to add up to 10. Okay. Now I could still get a 5 in there. That'd be 1, 3, 5. Which would place a 5 here. Okay, but I know I have a 5. No, maybe not. I mean, I do have a 5 in one of those 3, but what I was going to say was not accurate. So let's pass on that, and let's see what else we can come up with. Okay, I need an 8 into one of those two. So if this were 8, that would have to be 5 and 2, but this can't be a 2 by this 2, 3, and this can't be a 2 because of this 2. So that's an 8. And that makes this 5 and 8. So we have 5, 7, 9 to fill out this box. That gives us a 5, 7, 9 triple in the row. So that digit is a 3. So we now definitely have a 3 and a 5 in here, so the other digit must be a 7. So that makes that a 5, 7 pair. So one of those two is now a 9, and that's not a 9. And these two digits are 4 and 7, and we know the order. No, not 4 and 7. That's 4 and 9, and we know the order. There we go, 4 and 9. Okay, those can't be 4, those can't be 4, so 4 is in this set of 3, and with a 3 and a 4 in there, the other digit must be a 2. So that's 2, 3, 4. That's 1. That's now 2, and that's 3. This is a very, very nice puzzle. Okay. This must be a 2, because there's a 2 in one of those, a 2 there. So that's 2. That can't be a 1, so this must be a 5 or a 7. And in fact, by the 7 in the column, that's a 5. That's a 7. That's a 5. That's a 7-9 pair, making that a 5, and another 7-9 pair there. Okay. We have 5 and 6 to finish out this column. We need 1 and 7. Don't think I can resolve that yet. But it does mean that I've got a 7 here, a 7 here, so the 7 in this row must be one of those 3, but it can't be there. So that's a 6, 7 pair. As yet not resolved. Okay, 5 can't go here by sudoku, so 5 is in one of those two with the 1. So that's a 1, 5. That makes 6. Add 2 to make 8. And now by sudoku we can resolve those, and if that's 1, 5, this must be 6 and 4. That makes that a 1, that's a 4. That's now 1, and that's 5. That's now 7 and 5. That's not a 2, and this is a 3 or 4. That 7 looks down, giving me a 9 and a 7, which gives me a 6 and a 7. That makes that not 6, and that is how's the rest of this going to resolve? It's going to be this 19 cage. All right. So we have 4, 9, and 5 to finish out the column. I want to do that. Actually, where does 1 go in this row? I can't place a 1 in a 19 cage that has 3 digits because 8 and 9 plus 1 is only 18. So the 1 doesn't go in there, and that means the only place for the 1 in the row is here. So that gives me a 1 and a 7. That makes that a 7, and that's, no, maybe not. Slow down. One of those two is a 7. Those are not 7s. Okay. This 8 or 9 can't go there. It must go into one of those 3. So we have an 8 or a 9 there. Is there something else I'm missing? Okay. Does this have to have a 9 in it? If it doesn't have a 9 in it, because of the 6, 7 we've got here, then 8 and 5 are the next highest digits that could go in. 8 and 5 makes 13. Which would then require a 6. So it can't be 8 and 5. Could it be 8 and 4? No, that would require a 7. 8 and 3 would require another 8. I think the only way to fill that with the 6 and 7 is 2, 8, 9. So that must be the 8. That must be the 2. That must be the 9. So that's not 8 or 9. That is now 7. That's the 8. That's a 3. That's a 9. That's the only place for a 5 in the row. So that's 6. That makes that 4 and 6. That's 4 there. So that's 3. That's 2. This is 4. 3 and 4. We get a 9 and a 7 over here. 2 in the column makes that a 1 and a 2. That's a 9. That's a 4. We get a 1 placed there. A 5 placed there. And a 3 there. And that is correct. Love this puzzle. Yeah, no, that was a super puzzle. Deceptive, I think. Several cages that you can fill in right away, which chain onto each other, like the 3, the 6, and the 10, that make you think that this is just going to be a write-in puzzle, but it's not. But that was a lot of fun, and it was a nice surprise to see that it was more involved than I first thought. So thank you very much, Qualter and Orion. And as always, thank you to Full Deck and Missing a Few Cards for getting together a university course for Sudoku. I think that's absolutely awesome. So, yeah, go check out their website. If you like this solve, then please hit the like button, subscribe to see more, and I would love to hear your comments, including how long this puzzle took you if you decided to try it. I'm looking forward to next time. Be seeing you.